Well, for more on the situation in Syria, we can now talk to political activist Amal Wahdan, who's joining us from Ramallah. The EU is calling for the creation of humanitarian corridors in Syria. How close are we now to foreign military intervention?
Well, actually, I believe that they've started this already. They've been sending Al-Qaeda members through the surrounding countries of Syria, and all these explosives that we've heard, explosions that that took place in Aleppo and in Damascus are actually at the hands of Al-Qaeda members, and we know very well that Saudi Arabia is facilitating transfer of these militias, Al-Qaeda members, from Iraq and from Libya through Turkey and through Jordan.
So, just to ask you, Washington isn't deliberately supporting Al-Qaeda, is it?
Well, if they were supporting Al-Qaeda through Afghanistan war before 30 years ago, and they were they know of Al-Qaeda activities in Iraq, and if they think that they can serve them by these explosions and creating chaos in Syria, why not? I don't think that they mind this. Maybe on the records they try to avoid any linkage between them and Al-Qaeda, but I think to serve their end purpose here and to topple down the Syrian regime, to topple down Bashar al-Assad, I think they don't mind.
So therefore, if that end purpose is to lead to regime change and the fall of Assad, that would it not create a power vacuum whereby what you're saying, there is every chance that Al-Qaeda or any other extremist group could actually fill that void, which is not exactly what NATO and the US want, is it?
Though I didn't hear the question.
Is there a chance?
Right.
Is there a chance of Al-Qaeda, in effect, filling that power vacuum once Assad falls?
Well, yeah, I'm sure that they can, and they are doing it. They've been doing it for the past 3-4 weeks now with these explosions. And what we are seeing on several TV networks and on the net, it's going to be really severe. It's going to be more intense now, since the NATO has declared its position that they don't intend to interfere, and the U.S. is backing away a little bit. But I think that they're using now this new tactics of sending militias and sending the military militias into Syria from the surrounding countries.
Can I just quickly ask you, so many saying this is the end of Assad, but is there a chance perhaps Assad could survive all of this? And if he did, in your opinion, would that be a good thing?
Well, I think if we look at the internal front here, if we look at the Syrian people, and that's the most important key here, the Syrian people, or the majority of the Syrian people, are backing their government, they're backing their president, and they're backing their reforms, the political reforms that they are undergoing right now. So and with the international, let's say, with the Russian and Chinese vetoes in the Security Council, I think Assad has a really good chance of steadfasting here, of confronting all these conspiracies against him.
So just very briefly, Assad's gesture to hold a referendum on the constitution and future elections, do you think, despite the opposition saying they don't want that to happen, do you think that could happen and we will get a clear reflection on what the real population of Syria want? Just briefly.
The referendum, yes, I think it's going to happen. Nevertheless, of the many obstacles on the way of the attempts that the military insurgencies are doing on the ground right now, I think the referendum is going to be a real success of the government's efforts here.
Amal, really interesting to hear.
And the people's backing.
Sure. Amal, thank you so much. Really interesting to hear your thoughts. Thank you for joining us live there from Ramallah. Amal Wahdan, thank you.
Thank you.